Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I formally declare open this unscheduled council meeting of the Colac Otway Shire on the 14th of July 2026. Start with the opening prayer. Almighty God, we seek your blessing and guidance in our deliberations on behalf of the people of the Colac Otway Shire. Enable this council's decisions to be those that contribute to the true welfare and betterment of our community. Amen. I'd like to start this afternoon by acknowledging the traditional custodians and lawmakers of this land, their elders past and present. Please be advised that this meeting is recorded and live streamed with the exception of confidential matters. This includes the public participation sections of meetings. The live stream recording of this afternoon's meeting will be available on the website as soon as practicable. By participating in open meetings, individuals consent to the use and disclosure of the information they share at the meeting, including any personal and or sensitive information. I note all councillors are present with the exception of Councillor McCrickard, who is an apology today. I move to item 3.3, the confirmation of minutes. I propose that we move to confirm the minutes of the council meeting held on the 23rd of June 2026. Do I have a mover? Councillor Howard. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Hudgell. We don't have to speak on this. We have a motion before us, councillors. We'll now put to a vote. All those in favour? Councillor Potter, Councillor Buchanan, Councillor Dew, Councillor Hudgell, Councillor Howard, Councillor Strams. Motion is carried 6-0. Move on to 3.4, declarations of interest. Are there any? There are none. Move on to the item on the agenda today, 4.1, the 2026-27 Local Sports Infrastructure Funding Program proposed applications. Questions of officers? Councillor Potter.
Thanks, Mayor. Look, just for the benefit of the public, Council do have from time to time unscheduled meetings. What's the purpose of today's meeting?
Through you, Mayor. Today is about considering funding applications to the Local Sports Infrastructure Funding Program. That is an annual program from Sport and Recreation Victoria. Unfortunately, when the program was announced, it was too late to put a report to the normal council meeting agenda, so hence why we've asked for an unscheduled meeting so we can consider applications.
Thank you. Any questions? Just in the report, the proposed for the planning stream of the application is for a tennis strategy. Considering the Croquet Club is in that precinct of the Lawn Tennis Club, would that be a consideration that the Croquet would come into that report if it goes ahead?
Through you, Mayor. Absolutely. So it'll be based on the site of Colac Lawn. So the Croquet Club is part of that site. So planning for croquet will informally happen through that process.
Thank you. Any other questions? Councillor Howard.
Part of the report talks about if local contribution for the project could be sourced from council's unallocated discretionary funds. Could we explain that to the public, what and how councillors then go and deliberate about transparency in using those funds?
That one. Through you, Mayor. So over time, council has built up a small amount of money in the unallocated discretionary fund, as we have with the unallocated asset renewal fund. So it's typically, as projects are completed, any remaining budget from those projects, if there's an underspend, would go back into this fund. So there is a small amount of money in the unallocated discretionary fund. What we've been able to do with that over time is if there's opportunities for funding applications that come up that we don't have an allocated budget for, we can seek approval from council to use a small amount of those funds. There are other opportunities through the monthly project budget adjustment reports that council can also consider using some of those funds out of the budget cycle.
Thank you. Just a a question and just for transparency, in the report, it's not recommended in the facilities that we're in a position to apply. Since the agenda's come out, Council's been approached by the Colac Imperials Football Netball Club. Can you just explain what work you've done and have we come to a position now we could possibly apply with something that's ready that they've proposed?
Through you, Mayor, since the writing of the report, we have done some work with the Colac Imperials Football Club. At the time of writing the report, their project wasn't ready for application. Since that time, the club have sought quotations, done further their design and making their project grant ready, if you like. So it's got all that is needed to progress it to an application stage.
Thank you. Any other questions? Sorry? Sorry. Councillor Potter?
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. I don't have a question, but can I flag that I'd like to move an alternative motion, please?
Certainly. If there's no other questions, Councillor Potter, you flagged an alternative motion.
I have, Mayor, formulated on the basis of the information that you just got from officers in relation to that question. And I thank staff for putting this alternate together. I guess you want me to read out the whole lot?
Which points differ from the officer's recommendation that's in the report? Is it only points 3? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think the first no, okay, go for it.
Thanks. Yeah, the motion I'd like to move reads that Council, 1, endorses the submission of an application to the 2026-27 Local Sports Infrastructure Fund Community Sports Lighting Stream for the Central Reserve Hockey Fields lighting upgrade, seeking a Victorian Government grant of $250,000, excluding GST, with a council contribution of up to $83,334, excluding GST. 2, endorses the submission of an application to the 2026-27 Local Sports Infrastructure Fund planning stream for a municipal tennis infrastructure planning project seeking $40,000 excluding GST with a local contribution of $20,000 excluding GST, made up of a council contribution of up to $15,000 excluding GST and a $5,000 excluding GST contribution from Tennis Victoria. 3, endorses the submission of an application to the 2026-27 Local Sports Infrastructure Fund Community Facility Stream for the Western Reserve Netball Pavilion Development Project, seeking a Victorian Government grant of $500,000, excluding GST, with a local contribution from the Colac Imperials Football Netball Club of up to $112,896, excluding GST, cash, and volunteer and in-kind contributions of $108,250. 4, approves the allocation of up to $83,334, excluding GST, as Council's contribution towards the Central Reserve Hockey Fields lighting upgrade project on the 2026-27 Local Sports Infrastructure Fund to be provided from either the 2026-27 Open Space Renewal Program or the Unallocated Asset Renewal Fund if the application is successful. 5, approves the allocation of up to $15,000 as Council's contribution towards the Municipal Tennis Infrastructure Planning Project under the 2026-27 Local Sports Infrastructure Fund to be provided from the unallocated discretionary funds if the application is successful. 6, notes that Colac Imperials Football Netball Club have provided confirmation as part of their project proposal of their financial and in-kind contributions for the Western Reserve Netball Pavilion Development application under the 26-27 Local Sports Infrastructure Fund Community Facility Stream. 7, Notes that Colac Imperials Football Netball Club have agreed to underwrite any cost escalations that may be experienced in delivering the Western Reserve Netball Pavilion Development Project, and that no financial underwriting of the project is required of Council. 8, notes that Council is not required to provide a financial contribution towards the Western Reserve Netball Pavilion Development Project. 9, notes that Council will be required to underwrite the Central Reserve Hockey Fields lighting upgrade and the municipal tennis infrastructure planning projects as per standing funding agreement obligations. 10, notes that Tennis Victoria has confirmed a $5,000 cash contribution and in-kind support towards the municipal tennis infrastructure planning project. 11, authorises the Chief Executive Officer to submit applications for the endorsed projects to the 26-27 Local Sports Infrastructure Fund. 12, authorises the Chief Executive Officer to enter into funding agreements as required should the applications for the endorsed projects be successful.
Thank you.
Is that all?
Yeah. We have a motion before us. Is it to be seconded? Councillor Hudgell. Councillor Potter as the mover. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, there's three parts to this. I guess first is in relation to an application for funding to support lighting at the Central Reserve hockey fields. If we're successful in this, this will take a load off Central Reserve and Western Reserve sporting ovals. Will increase the usage of the hockey fields, and we've discussed recently supporting football, or soccer as it is known with some people, and this is a way of in the short term supporting soccer because it'll allow use of the grounds, training and so forth. Council does have to contribute some money, $83,000 odd, but we have a plan for where that funding might come from. So I really support this application, and we have been very successful in the past getting lighting funding, thanks to great work and experienced officers putting in those applications. The second part refers to some funding for some strategic planning for tennis. I understand that there's a push to grow tennis and improve facilities, and before you do that, you need to have the proper planning and strategy behind that. Tennis Victoria are going to contribute $5,000, so that shows the commitment of Tennis Victoria to improving facilities in Colac. And I understand that Tennis Club has a very good working relationship with the Croquet Club. And it is possible for the Croquet Club to perhaps work with tennis and take advantage of some of the work and improvements that tennis will achieve there should this grant application be successful. So that's a really positive outcome potentially for two clubs, not just one. The third one, which is I guess the bigger one, as we've heard, Mayor, Colac Imperials Football Netball Club contacted Shire in relation to a plan to improve their netball changing facilities. This has been on the cards for some time. The facilities they have now are inadequate, and I remember the last federal election, Dan Tehan visited there and made some promises in relation to improving those facilities and an additional netball court as well, should he be successful in the election, or should the Liberal Party. That didn't happen, but since then the club have pooled their resources and honed their focus on what can be achieved with the netball changing facilities, and at short notice came to council with a very detailed plan, and hence this application to seek some funding to improve and replace the netball courts. I might add, at no cost to council. And I think we need...
I'll just correct you, it's the netball change
No,
facilities.
sorry, not the courts. Yeah, sorry, that's right. So, yeah, thanks for clearing that up. So at no cost to council, which is an important thing because this, from council's point of view, will be unplanned expenditure if we had to make it. And we've seen sometimes that these projects put in front of council, and in the end, council has to come along and top up the funds. This motion makes it clear that we're not going to do that. It also recognises that the Football Netball Club aren't expecting us to do that. So congratulations to them on the work they've done. Thank you to officers for bringing this at very short notice, and I hope councillors will support this application.
Thank you. Councillor Hudgell is the seconder.
Thanks, Mayor. Yeah, I'd just like to echo Councillor Potter's comments and fully support his alternative motion. I'd just like to touch on the Colac Imperials Football Netball Club. I think this investment will provide lasting benefits not only for the players but also for the volunteers and the officials and spectators and also the wider Colac community. I think CDNFL has experienced tremendous growth, particularly in netball participation, and I believe these upgrades are well overdue, as Councillor Potter said, and not only do I hope in the future it will provide greater opportunities for the venue to host major finals and representative matches, but importantly these upgraded facilities will help support increased female participation in netball while also ensuring that the club continues to meet the modern accessibility and child safety expectations as well. I'd just like to also thank the officers in the club for all the work that they have done in getting this off the ground. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other councillor wish to speak? Councillor Howard, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I support the alternative motion. I'll make that clear at the start, but I'll come from a different tack as well. When we do put in grant applications, there always comes with it a risk that the project won't be delivered how the good intentions say it will be. But council does take looking at their risks in a very professional way, and I think this does fit into our risk appetite that we agree on, that this set of councillors agree on, and therefore I will support it. But I just did want to make it clear to the public that we just don't take things on face value. We do risk assessments. We do a lot of deliberations. Even this came in at the last moment. There was a lot of deliberations on this and supporting this. Also, as well, I'd like to acknowledge that some of the other projects that aren't being put forward doesn't mean they are eliminated off the books when the opportunity comes up again. The councillors and officers will work with those groups to see if we can seek funding for them as well. But I do appreciate the work the councillors and the officers have done to get a project up that we can support, but also looking at the risks associated with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other councillor? No? Yeah, I too support this. I congratulate Colac Imperials in putting in this application, and particularly when they're not asking council for any money. And I've been a big supporter of trying to put things back, projects managed by the clubs, and they can often deliver things a lot cheaper than a government organisation can. And I wish them all the success in this application for a club that's done a lot of fundraising, sponsors from small businesses in town to stump up this sort of money to try and improve your netball facilities for the young women of our community. I think it's honourable rather than to wait for election cycles and try and beg, borrow and steal from politicians and things trying to win a few votes. To take the initiative, put your own money up and come to council when you saw this grant stream available, I think you should be commended. I really hope Sport and Rec Victoria are watching this meeting and see what a great job you've done, and I wish you all the success in this application, and I certainly support this motion. Councillor Potter, right to reply?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Look, I just did want to support what Councillor Howard said. I forgot to mention it just in relation to other grants. The Birregurra pump track is still on the horizon for council for support, and we know other sporting facilities, Western Eagles, Birregurra, South Colac, the club rooms down at the cricket ground. We haven't forgotten those, but on this occasion, this smallish project in a way was costed, is achievable, and it really made sense to put in the mix.
Thanks, councillors. We have a motion before us. We'll now put it to a vote. All those in favour? Councillor Potter, Councillor Buchanan, Councillor D, Councillor Hudgell, Councillor Howard, Councillor Strand. Motion is carried 6-0. Thank you, everyone. That concludes our unscheduled meeting for today. I declare this meeting closed at 1:51 p.m. Thank you.